This is my reflective essay on my individual portfolio of audiovisual media work for the Media Toolkit module. For this assignment, I produced 4 pieces of media content: an audio two-way, a video two-way, an audio vox pop, and a video vox pop. All these focused on student experiences of university, especially around mental health and student life. When planning my work, I chose to focus on student life and mental health because it's something that feels really relevant to students. As a student myself, I'm currently going through university, so it feels like a topic I could genuinely relate to and understand. I also feel quite strongly about mental health, which helped me approach my questions in a more thoughtful and sensitive way, while still keeping things professional when speaking to participants. For the Vox Pops, I asked the same open-ended questions to different students, which was, as a student, what do you think are the biggest challenges students face with their mental health at university? This allowed me to gather a range of different opinions and perspectives, which is a key feature of Vox Pops. For the two-way interviews, I worked with one student. Due to time pressure and some difficulty finding contributors, this was only able to be done with one person. However, I am still able to complete both interviews effectively. Looking back on this, it made me realise how important it is to organise contributors earlier in the process to avoid that kind of last-minute pressure. In the audio two-way, I focused on their general university experience, including both positives and challenges. In the video two-way, I focused more on how they manage their time, balance university with personal life, and deal with stress. This helped the two-piece feel different while still linking to the same overall topic. During recording, I used mini microphones to improve audio quality. This was especially useful for the Vox Pops, as recording in public spaces can be quite noisy, and it helped me make the audio much clearer and easier to understand. One of the biggest challenges for me was speaking to people for the Vox Pops. At the start, I felt quite anxious approaching students, which made it difficult to begin with. However, as I continued, I became more confident and found it easier to introduce myself and ask questions. By the end, it felt much more natural and I was less worried about approaching people. Another challenge I faced was with the mini microphones. At one point, they stopped working, which I think was due to internal damage from accidentally dropping them a few times. This delayed my progress for a few days while I ordered a new set. Once the new microphones arrived, I was able to continue, although I did find the different settings slightly confusing at first, such as noise reduction and other controls. I also experienced a technical issue where the microphone settings kept changing during recording. This was caused by the phone being placed on a surface that was pressing one of the buttons without me realizing. Once I figured this out, I was able to fix it by adjusting how the phone was positioned. This helped me understand how important it is to be careful and with equipment setup. Background noise was another challenge, especially in busier areas. I tried to manage this by choosing quieter locations where possible and positioning the microphone carefully. This made me realize how unpredictable real recording environments can be, as there are always factors you can't fully control. In the editing stage, I made sure each piece was 90 seconds long, including the written cue at the start. I selected the clearest and most relevant responses and edited them together so everything flowed naturally. For the Vox Pops, I included a mix of different answers to avoid repetition and to show a range of perspectives. Looking back at my work overall, I think my portfolio shows that I can gather content, interview people, and produce short audio and video pieces. Using open-ended que- Using open-ended questions help people give more Using open-ended questions help people give more detailed responses, which made the final content more engaging. If I were to improve this in the future, I would include more participants in the Vox Pops to get a wider range of opinions. I would also experiment more with camera angles in the video to make it more visually engaging. Most importantly, I would organise contributors earlier so I'm not relying on last-minute planning. Overall, this project helped me improve both my technical skills and my confidence when working with people. It also gave me a better understanding of how to create content for different formats and how to adapt when things don't go to plan. Thank you for listening to my essay.